Hello and welcome to the iCamp. We hope this is just the first of many iCamps to be bringing to all of you. And let me tell you guys, I'm so excited to be sitting here speaking with all of you again. It's been so long and I miss it. I really do. I had no idea how much it meant to me. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kyle Zagrodzky and I'm the president and founder of Go Figure. Let's go ahead and get started. First, a general format on what to expect from this iCamp and the ones in the future. Part 1, we're going to be sharing with you updates from iGoFigure, any noteworthy news items, as well as new features we're coming out with and new services. More importantly, we're going to highlight ways for you guys to increase your revenue and decrease expenses. This is a really big part of the iCamps, and I want to take advantage of you guys. There is a massive amount of knowledge out there when you look at all the Curves franchisees combined, and there are many of you doing little things or big things that are generating extra revenue for you in your businesses and also outside of your business. And we're going to be exploring those and sharing them with you, and also trying to figure out ways that we could use or build iGoFigure features that are going to make you more money or save you some money. We'll highlight and share those things with you. But to that end, we're going to go ahead and interview special people every iCamp to share what they're doing in their facilities or outside their facilities, and in trying to gather special ways that people are making money. And you will get to listen to your peers and see what they're doing. And we're very excited about this part of it because we think it's a big deal. Part 2 of the iCamp is going to be for new club owners, resales, or transfer club owners, or just new staff members that you want to train. These are going to be just like the Curves Club Camp and Waco training that we used to do, so we hope you guys take advantage of that. The sessions will take first part will take about an hour, second part will take an hour, hour and a half, and we'll try to have them every 2 weeks to 45 days, and so we think that's about frequently enough to cover everybody. And don't worry, we'll give you guys ample notice and try to post the schedule a month ahead of time so you'll know when they're coming up. But let's go ahead and get started. So what's new? What's the new news coming out there? Well, as many of you know, we have been unleashed to innovate. And what I mean by that is that the contractual relationship between Go Figure and Curves has come to an end. And many would say, well, gee, why is he so happy about that? Well, it was kind of a mixed emotion moment for me, but it freed us up to do a lot of things we've always wanted to do. And there are many features and services that we've wanted to provide over the years that we were simply told outright no, we couldn't do, we couldn't offer, we couldn't do things that would save you money or make you more money, even though they are within the Curves framework. And that was very frustrating to us. And so without further ado, we are going to be releasing the very first version since this contractual relationship has come to an end, and that is version 3.8. There are literally hundreds of features in version 3.8, and Andy Kalstrat, the Director of Training for Go Figure, is going to be sharing those with you in just a few moments, so I'll turn that over to him. But I'm going to steal just a little bit of thunder from him. You know, the supplements column on the projection sheet has been one of these areas that's been a thorn in our side. We've wanted to update that particular column with the correct information for, I can't even tell you, since it was released, years ago, I guess. And we've requested from Curves International what calculation they wanted us to use in that column many, many times, probably 36 times, both in face-to-face meetings and emails, and we would simply never get a response on what to do on that column. Now, we could have speculated and built the column the way we thought it needed to be done, but you've got to understand there's been two dozen projection sheet changes made over the years, and usually when those new projection sheets came out, we were never even given a heads up that there was a new projection sheet, so we were always playing catch up with those things, and it was a burden for us. And so I said, look, I'm willing to build the new projection sheet with the supplements column. I just want some document with you guys telling me what's the calculation and how are we supposed to design it. And again, we never heard back from them. So guess what? In version 3.8, in addition to many, many other features and little things we've added, you're going to get a supplements column that actually works. Yay! So we're very excited about that. Also, Andy's going to be introducing to you the iGo web portal. That's a pretty cool little feature that we take the information and things that we could do on the internet, and we actually marry it with your Go Figure application and allow you to do things at home and get visibility in your business, whether you're single or multiple club owner. We think it's a fantastic feature, and there's a lot of cool things that we plan on adding to it over the years, and we'll be adding a lot to it over the next 3 to 6 months. So Andy will give you a little bit of a sneak peek into that. But both version 3.8 is going to be available to you for a download probably in 2 to 4 weeks. We'll have some people coming up on it right away. The iGo web portal you see in about 30 to 60 days. So both very exciting. But let's go ahead and get started with questions on everybody's mind. Let me tell you, I have gotten so many emails and phone calls with people asking me a lot of questions, so I'll go ahead and give you the top three, and in probably one way or another, there are questions you've asked. First, what will GoFigure do to compete with the new Curves operating system? For those of you who don't know, Curves has decided to build their own operating system. They did this without GoFigure, and they didn't ask us to build any features. They did it on their own. We've known about it for a few years, and they're coming out with it, I guess, the next month or two. And so people telling me, hey, look, they're going to be charging $29 a month. What are you guys going to do to compete with that? I'll address that question in this little presentation here. Other people said, well, you know, I guess I might use the Curve system, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what that means if you decide to switch to that Curves operating system. And then people said, well, look, if I want to stay with GoFigure, are you guys going to be around? Another good question. I'll answer that one as well. So let's go on down the line here. So what will happen with GoFigure? How will we compete? Well, the truth of the matter is, I think I can make a great case that the information that Curves International gets from the new system that they're coming out with is actually far more valuable to them than the $29 a month they're going to be charging you. And if I came out and offered GoFigure $25 a month or $15 or $5, Gary's in a position with not only the resources and the revenue he makes from you guys now, but the value that it delivers to him, that he could actually give that thing away for, I speculate, I could be wrong about this. I mean, I don't know what he's going to do with the data, but I would imagine he can give that thing away for $0 a month forever, and he would still be better off. And so, you know, if I came in at 29 and that just about cut me to the bone, then he would come out with 20 or something, and eventually he'd win that battle. But I was thinking about this question. I was talking to Andy the other day, and we came with this little analogy to explain this a little bit better. Let's suppose I'm a club owner, and it's 3 years ago, before the Curves operating system started to be built on at all. It was just an idea. And so let's say I still own my Curves, and I'm in there one day, and this guy walks into my club, and he says, hey, listen, I've got a proposition for you. I would like you to ask just one thing of you, and I will continue to pay you $50 a month as long as you do this one thing. And so I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, $50 a month, and I just got to do one thing. What the heck is he talking about? That's about $600 a year. So yeah, sure. What do you got to offer? What is it that you want me to do? And the guy says, I've got great news. You actually don't have to do anything except allow me to install an application on your computer. Okay, what does this application do? He says, well, what it's going to do is it's going to gather up all of your member information. It's going to gather up their name, their address, phone numbers, email address, weights and measurements information, attendance information. It's going to gather up all their account information, credit card and bank account, and it's going to gather up every financial transaction you run through your money management wizard, as well as all of your point of sale or payments and product sale payments that are in sales that you have. And it's going to gather up all your employee information, name, social security number, how much you pay them, how many hours they work, all that good stuff. And in addition to that, I'm going to give Curves International the ability to remote into your GoFigure program and shut it down if they want to. So if they feel like they have a dispute with you or they don't think that you're worthy of owning the Curves anymore, should they choose, they will have that power. Now, I can't say that they're going to do anything with that data. I can't say that they're even going to market anything to your members, but they're going to have your data and they will be able to shut your system down if they want to. Would you please allow me to install that in your system, Mr. Club Owner, for $50 a month? My answer without a second thought would be, get out of my club, I've got better things to do, have a nice day. And there's no way I would let that guy install that in my business. Well, you have to understand, if you use the Curves OS, in essence, you're doing that very same thing. You're giving them all the data, you're giving them access to everything you do, and you're giving them the ability to prevent you to access the system should they choose to do so. Now, the question you have to ask yourself is, are you willing to give up that level of control and deliver all that information on your employees, members, and your business to Curves International? If the answer to that question is yes, that you're willing to do that, then my response to you is, I really am sorry. We've appreciated your business over the years, and I wish I could figure out a way to earn your business back. But before you leave, let's go ahead and consider a few things here. What happens if you switch to the Curves operating system? Well, some of you may be sitting there and thinking, what the heck does Kyle have to say about that? I mean, he doesn't work for Curves. Who is he to speculate on what's going to happen if I switch to the Curves system? Well, that's a great question. Let's go ahead and talk about that for just a moment. My wife and I were franchise number 87. We started with Curves back in, I think, 1996, 1997. They were just over a year old, and since then we'd opened up 9 Curves facilities. In 1999, we were awarded the Franchise Owner of the Year award, and of our 9 franchises, we never opened up a new franchise that had less than 76 members signed up on the first day, and our best first day grand opening was 157 new members. No pre-sales, nothing. Those were all done in one day. I've been the president of Go Figure for 10 plus years, and we serve thousands of businesses. And I've personally met thousands of you and your staff members. I've visited dozens of countries, and I've visited hundreds of clubs. And let me tell you, I have not only trained on how to use the Go Figure system in your clubs and on stage, but I've probably spent more hours training people and helping them to generate buddy referrals, phone presentation, price presentation, the fitness analysis. So from not only a longevity point of view, a multiple club owner's perspective, running Go Figure, being in all these facilities, and owning 9 Curves facilities, and being a vendor of Curves, I know the ins and outs and things probably more than most people do. So I think that I'm actually in a pretty good position to speculate on that system. So let's continue. What does it mean if you switch? Well, there are a few things I know about the Curve system, and some of them are rumors, and some of the things I know. So I ask you to go and get this information for yourself. So I'm going to share with you some of the things I know or I don't know for sure, and you better check out yourself. First thing I do know for sure is you're going to have to learn a brand new system. This is not the Go Figure system. It doesn't have all the same features, and you're going to retrain your staff. So think about how long it took you to learn how to use Go Figure over the years and train your staff. You can forget about all that and throw it away because you're starting all over with a brand new system. Other thing I've heard, and again you have to verify these things, is you can't use your existing Go Figure key tags. You're going to have to buy brand new ones. Not sure what the motivation for that is, but you're going to have to buy all new key tags. That cost burden rests on your shoulders. In addition, you're going to have to buy a new barcode scanner because the way they built the system doesn't use the current Go Figure barcode scanner, which I find odd because that barcode scanner is completely programmable. Next, you're going to have to re-enter in all your member data, and generally you would re-enter in all your active and new members, but you're going to miss out if you don't enter in all your past and archive members. And you and I both know that's a great resource to send marketing pieces to invite back into the club at the first of the year, or for Food for Friends, or in September promotions. So if you don't enter in all that, then you're not going to have that data available to market to. Second I've heard is that, or the next thing I've heard is that the system doesn't have member photos. So if you've come to like that feature in Go Figure of having member pictures in there, not in the new system, at least not right now. There are limited draft dates. So if you use the Curves EFT system, there's only a certain number of days of the month that you could actually draft on. So if those days are different than what you actually draft on now, well, you're going to likely have to notify your members. You'll have to check with the laws in your state to see whether or not you'll have to do that or not. And finally, if you want to stop a draft, you're likely going to have to give a 48-hour notice to do so. So if you want to do a check draft exchange, a member hold, or a cancellation at the last minute, you've got to give a 48-hour notice to do that. So keep all those things in mind. There are a lot of features it doesn't have that Go Figure currently has. There's a few that it has that we don't have, but we are going to add them. I can assure you of that. The other thing you need to consider when taking the Curves operating system into account is this. Listen, I've been around Curves for a very long time, and what I can tell you this, and with all due respect to Gary Haven and Curves International, they are the experts in 30-minute fitness, muscles, and nutrition. And kudos to Curves, because when you think 30-minute fitness, you think Curves. That system was in its infancy and brand new, and Gary took that system